Right, welcome to another lesson in high school ICT. In this lesson I want to demonstrate how we use the IDs. The ID attribute is where it's used, and also how we use classes. So the ID attribute is used to uniquely to identify a particular tag on an HTML web page. So for example, you could give a paragraph element a particular ID. So with that, it only will apply to that, to the paragraph that you're going to be using. Okay, so when defining an ID, you'll need to place the hashtag in front of it and then the style name. So let us go and look at how we create that. Okay, so we put the hashtag and para1, and we're going to say font family, and we're going to say comic sans, and then semicolon. I'm going to put the next one in, font size, colon, and 30px, semicolon, enter, and then color. And you can get the color from, if you type in HTML color picker, you get the hex code, which is really useful because you can get a variety of colors. And then the semicolon, and then we need to make sure that here's our close curly bracket. Okay, so there's para1, so that's the first ID, and I'm going to go ahead and create one for para2. Right, there I've gone and created one for para2. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to type into our body. So let's scroll down. Okay, so in our body, underneath heading 1, I'm going to put in for a paragraph, and I'm going to say p id equals para1, and we'll say this is paragraph 1 style, and remember to close your tag. Right, so let's just quickly do this, copy and paste, Control C, Control V, and para2, style 2. Okay, let's save and let's go and see what it looks like in our browser. Alright, so there we go. There's paragraph style 1, paragraph style 2, paragraph style 2, para2 was centered in a smaller font, and it was Times, and this was Comic Sans. Good. We are now going to go and look at how we place our class tag. And remember that class it's like an ID, but it's used to define a group of HTML elements, but it allows you to create a class that can be applied to different elements. So using IDs limits you only to use it for the element you created, for example, in this example for paragraph. But if I go and I create a class, I can use it in different elements. And to define a class, we start off by putting a little full stop, so in our coding. So let's go and start. Alright, so over here I'm going to type in, let's go one line down, start with my class 1, and remember our curly brackets, and I'm going to put in color red, semicolon, font size, colon, and say 40px, semicolon, enter, and then text align, and I'm going to say center, whoopsie daisy, center and semicolon, and then to close the curly brackets. Alright, I'm going to do the same for my class 2. I'm just going to copy, Control C. Actually, I don't need all that. I'm just going to Control C, Control V. And it's going to be my class 2. And all that I'm going to have there is color, and it is hashtag 739900, semicolon, enter, and again to close the curly brackets. Right, so that's what my ID would look like. That's what my class. So I can apply this to any element. This was only to a specific element, for example, the paragraph element, as I demonstrated. Right, so let's go and type this in. I'm actually going to take this out for now. And I'm going to say, right, paragraph, and over here we put class equals, and quotation mark, my class 2. I'm going to put that for the paragraph, quotation mark, angle bracket, and style class 2 for paragraphs. Okay, and remember to close your angle bracket. Right, and then no styles, and then I'm going to put one in for a heading. I'm going to make it heading 2, so h2 class equals, and I'm going to use my class 1, and close the quotation marks, close the angle bracket, heading 2 used style 1, and close h2. Alright, so I've applied this, my class 1, I can apply it to the heading. I could have used my class 2 for the heading and swapped it around, but let's save and let's go and refresh our page. Right, so there we go. Style class 2 for paragraphs, no style for that paragraph, and for the heading I used style 1. So let's just go back again, look at our coding. For when you create a class, the dot and then my class, you give it a name. Okay, you could call it anything, I just called that my class 1. What's important is that you have the dot before you define it, and then on the ID you had the hashtag. Right, go and watch the video, go and practice, and until next time, take care.